Welcome back. The year is over. It's already 2026 for me, but because I love doing like wrap up stuff, let's talk about all of the movies I watched this month, this this year. And because I don't like to do things in a more uncomplicated way, I will be tier ranking all of them just for you. And because I cannot chill ever, I made my own categories. And I am also projecting it onto my projector screen because I can and because I want to. You probably can't see me that well, but that's fine. This is what you're supposed to see, and you're supposed to hear me and witness my aura. Discluded filmings of musicals because I watched a lot of those, but those can't be compared to movies, so I put those out. And I also am not going to be re-ranking re-watches. I'll just be ranking all of them once. Let's talk about the categories first. The best S tier category we have is no notes. This meaning I have nothing to complain about. This is in my eyes, in my eyes, a perfect movie. Nothing to complain about. Gorgeous cinematography, gorgeous casting, gorgeous story, gorgeous anything. I would rewatch it and I would recommend it. That's the best you can get. It's like if I would rate this on Letterboxd, I would need to write 6 stars because 5 stars aren't enough for this movie, in my opinion. Not in yours, in mine. And then the next category is perfect, but not rewatching. These are movies that are brilliant done. I would recommend them to people. Maybe I have a few things that I would have done better, but it's like almost perfect, except that I would never rewatch it because it was too heartbreaking, too gut wrenching, too disgusting, too anything. But it's a good movie. The next category is okay. Would rewatch. This means this is an okay movie. It might even be a bad movie, but I would rewatch it because it's entertaining. It's an entertaining movie that I would potentially maybe not recommend, but I would say if you just want to put on anything, put on this, you know? And you would have a good time. You would have a good time, even though it's not a good movie. It's an okay movie. Let's continue. Next category is why not. It's a movie that I watched that was okay. I wouldn't rewatch it. I'm not disappointed that I watched it at all. It's not a waste of time. It's just there. It didn't do much for me, but I watched it, so why not? And the last category is what the hell. These are movies that I thought were horrible, that I would never recommend to anyone, not even to the person I hate the most in the world, not even to my enemies. I would not rewatch it. I wouldn't even know what to rate it because I just didn't like it at all. And those are all of my 5 categories. And I have 85 movies in this list. Let's get through them. I don't know if these are sorted into anything, but these are all the movies that I watched. I keep on using this as a mic, but this is my pointer because I'm presenting. Let's do the first movie, which this is the most random one to start with, but I didn't decide this. The website decided it. So the first movie is Step Up Revolution. I could have, in preparation, written down for you what date this came out on and who's casted in this, but I won't. I didn't. I shall not. I'll just be ranking them. This is a movie that I always enjoy. This is like one of my comfort movies from my childhood. I used to be obsessed with all of the Step Up movies. This is the one that plays in Miami, if you're wondering. And I really randomly rewatched this, wanted to have a good time, and I did have a good time. Is it the most well done movie ever? Is it pretty sexist and weird at times? Yes. But it's fun and it's dancing, and it reminds me of childhood. So I shall be putting it in the okay category. I will always rewatch this if one wants to. Me specifically. And I would watch it with other people who want to watch dance movies because it's a really good dancing movie, but it's not the best movie ever. I think it might be a little bit too small to see on camera, but it's there. Trust, it's there. The next movie is not a really random rewatch, but I think that 2000s movies should generally be rewatched at times because they're fun and they're silly and they're entertaining. And they're good, even though a lot of changes could be made. But they're good and they were fun, and they don't make them like this anymore, which makes the next movie Legally Blonde. And I actually think, especially for the time that it was made in, this is a great movie. But I would also rewatch it. So I think the okay but would rewatch should be good, but we would also rewatch. I don't know. I'll put it in that category because it's like not a no notes movie to me personally, but I would also rewatch it. So the first two categories don't make sense, but this maybe would. We'll just have the okay be really good okay. Okay? Gorgeous. I keep on using this as a mic. Maybe I should have put it on here. But then you won't hear me if I do this. Anyway. The next movie, as a Marvel nerd, it is Fantastic Four: The First Steps. This came out last year, I believe. I thought it was very good. Did I have anything to complain about? Maybe the CGI at times, but I did, as not a huge Fantastic Four fan, but as a Marvel fan, was really surprised at how much I like this. Would I rewatch it though? Probably not. Is it a perfect movie? Also, probably not. But I did like it a lot. And I feel like why not is too, but why not is also a good category because it's like, yeah, what the hell? I'll put it there, but maybe I'll decide differently later because it's definitely not here for me. Maybe I'll put it there. It's perfect, I guess, in a way. I think it was a good entry into the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let's go there. And also, because I think that the new Marvel movies are being rated too harshly, I will be kinder to this one out of the good of my heart. Okay, I also hope you can't hear my projector because projectors tend to be very loud, but I hope you can't hear it because I have my mic. The next movie is also a Marvel movie, and it's Far From Home, Spider-Man. Spider-Man Far From Home, more like it. I love the Spider-Man trilogy. I love all Spider-Man movies, but I love these especially. I think Tom Holland is a brilliant Spider-Man, and I rewatched this also out of comfort, so I will put it in the same category. Nothing to add here. I love this movie. I love all of them. Maybe if I put it here, I feel like that could be fine, right? Let's check. It's perfect. I can put it here. So it'll go into the same category as Fantastic Four. That's super fun. Sadly, I won't ever be mean to Marvel movies. I tend to rewatch a lot, so I should have maybe made more rewatching categories. And also, one goal for this year will be not to rewatch that many movies, but I will still do it because I love it. It's comforting, whatever. Yeah, the next movie is Corpse Bride by Tim Burton. I love Corpse Bride. I watched this as like a summer watch, I think, this year. And let's think. I should definitely name this differently. Maybe I'll do it post edit and name this, I don't know. Very good, would rewatch. I like that better than okay. Very good, would rewatch. Let's keep it like that. Because then I'll put Spider-Man down here because I would absolutely rewatch it. This was a rewatch. Fantastic if it wasn't. Okay, anyway. Corpse Bride, on the other hand, is also a very good movie. It might also be a perfect movie, but I rewatch it too much for it to be a no rewatching movie. So I might put it in no notes. Do I love it that much? I'll put it in very good would rewatch because if I compare this to the other movies that I will be putting in the no notes category, because I already know what will be there, because of course, duh. I might put Corpse right here. And I'm thinking maybe this should be over here. They should switch this. Can I still switch it? Let's see if I can switch it. Yay! Okay. I like this much better. So we have no notes. Very good. Would rewatch. Should I edit it right now? I think I could. Very. Oops. Very good. Okay. I like that way more. Okay, and let's go through them again. We have no notes. Very good. Would rewatch. We have perfect, but not rewatching. We have why not and what the hell. And you will also be able to tell that I tend to rate movies very well because there will not be that many in here. And if there are any here, they will be rightful here because I tend to be very kind and gentle with movies because I love movies in itself. Anyway, and now we have a place to put Corpse Bride, which will be right next. These are very funny movies in one category. This is hard to do one-handed. Anyway, okay. I hope we're still filming. I'm so scared that I'm not filming because there's really no way for me to tell if I'm filming. But alas, the next movie is Dead Poet Society, and if you know anything about me, the poster of the play that I watch is literally here in a very huge size. So this movie will absolutely be going to no notes. I wish I could move them like this. That would be so fun. But I'm not at school. There she is. No notes. I love this movie so much. It's my it's in my top four. It's a comfort movie. It's perfect. It's gay. It's fall. It's brilliant writing. It's brilliant story and character arcs. There's nothing more you could want from a movie. No notes. Exactly. Okay, the next movie I watched with two of my friends, really randomly. Was it still Summerween or were we already in fall? I think it was already fall. But this movie is called My Best Friend's Exorcism. This is a book adaptation of a book that I have yet to read, and I probably won't after watching this movie. This was horrible. Was I entertained? I don't even know. I think I'll put it in what the hell, because for me, why not this movie? Like I said, it's movies that were entertaining but not necessarily good. But this was neither of those, sadly. So it'll go into what the hell, because seriously, if the book is anything like this, why was it so hyped? Why was it so hyped? I do not know. But it's what the hell. This is what I felt like most of the time, which is funny considering hell is not a word you're supposed to say in this movie, so what the hell? The next movie is very exciting for me because it's the newest Frankenstein adaptation by Guillermo del Toro. And if you know me, I love gothic movies. I love anything weird and fantasy and gothic like. And I was so scared of this adaptation, even though I will trust Guillermo del Toro. And I'm so not surprised, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. Love Jacob Elordi. Just saw that he won the Choice Award, Critics' Choice Awards, which I'm so glad about. He did amazing in this. Amazing cast, amazing production, amazing set design. Incredibly devastating that it's only on Netflix, in Germany at least. But this will be going into the no notes category. I think I'm also a huge fan of the book. I think if you're a fan of the book and you're concentrating on certain parts, you might be a little bit disappointed about the adaptation. But I think you need to learn. You need to learn. Anyway, sorry. Um, an adaptation can't focus on anything, everything in a book, and this focused on some parts of it, and those parts were done brilliantly. So this will be going to the no notes category for me. I'm sorry if you disagree, but I loved it a lot, and I cried a lot because of the creature. Okay, the next movie. I was really randomly rewatching these movies because I felt like my teenage year self again. Which actually, let's also find the first movie because I can rate them both. Where's the other one? Here it is. I rewatched Maze Runner, the first and second movie. Um, the first one, I just talked about this because I watched this in December and I just filmed my December wrap up. But this, let's, it's not going to stay there. Don't worry. This will absolutely go here. I just talked about this in my wrap up, but this is such a brilliant movie. They did so well. I don't know anything about the books, but I love this movie so much. It's so well done, and I will not be taking any arguments about this. This is a perfect movie. Thank you very much. The second movie for me, it's very good, and I would always rewatch it, but it's not as good as the first one. And I think that's very solid. I don't think there's anything else I need to add. The next movie is also a really random watch. I had never seen these before, and I thought, why not? It's The Babysitter. Um, I hadn't seen these before. Um, I will also watch the sequel because why not? And that's a brilliant phrasing, Diana, because you can just say that's going in the why not category. This was objectively a very bad movie, but I had fun. It was entertaining, and why not? The next movie, I watched for one reason only, and that reason is Jack Wolf, because I am a huge Jack Wolf fan. I love Jack Wolf. I love him. I love them so much. This was a horrible movie. This is a German production, and they need way more budget, I think, because that maybe would have done better, and also better writing. Because I think the concept was brilliant, and some of the casting choice was also brilliant. I think they could have chosen more opera singers. Um, But yeah, sadly, a lot of things about this went a little bit wrong, but it's fine. But I'll put it in what the hell anyway, because I would put it in why not. I'll put it in why not. My god, why not? Why not put it in there? I wouldn't rewatch it, wouldn't recommend it, but I didn't have a bad time, and that's all I can say. Now the next movie is Brother Bear. This is a Disney animation, and I just recently rewatched this. I used to love this as a child. I still do. I think it has a lot of things wrong with it, especially towards the groups that this is about. But I also can't really speak on it. I'm not educated enough, sadly. Um, but I love this movie. I have a lot of nostalgia and comfort around it. And I think if we take what's wrong with the storyline away and ignore it just for 1 second, even though we shouldn't, this is such a nice movie, and I think it's criminally underrated in the Disney world. So I'm putting it here because like I said, I just rewatched it, so why not? This is like so tricky to do one-handed. Oh my god. Okay. The next movie is none other than Bohemian Rhapsody, and I know this is a very tough choice for many. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. Me personally, this was my hyperfixation the year it came out. I didn't think about anything else but Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody and Freddie Mercury for a long time. And I just recently rewatched it and cried more than I ever did. And that I think I would put it on the same as Spider-Man, possibly. Yeah, that feels right. Because it's not a 6 out of 5 movie for me. Which the first no notes is like 6 out of 5, like I said. Which coming to the next movie, it's absolutely going to be a no notes for me because it's Little Women by Greta Gerwig, whom I love so dearly. I love this adaptation. I love most of the adaptations, but this one, perfect. Just recently rewatched it because I just got my projector screen and wanted to rewatch a comfort movie. Perfect movie to watch at any season. It's a Christmas movie, it's a spring movie, it's a summer movie, it's a fall movie. Just watch it if you haven't, never, which would be crazy. Brilliant movies over there. And then we have Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. I think that's the year it came out. I love this. This is like from all of the Dracula adaptations, my favorite. I still haven't seen Dracula Love Tale, which sucks. But there's a lot of people that wanted to watch it with me, so I haven't watched it yet. But I love this adaptation. There are definitely a few notes, but it's still one of my favorite movies ever. So don't know. I think I would like, yeah. It's going into very good would rewatch because I rewatch it a lot, and I could theoretically put it into no notes, but I won't. Yay, yay. The next movie is Conclave, which I think came out last year, or maybe the year before, towards the end of it. I'm not sure. Um, I did rewatch this, but I only rewatched it like half-assed because my family was watching it and I was editing a video while they were watching it, so I kind of rewatched it. And I would definitely recommend this to other people. I think this was such a well done movie, which is why I'll be putting it into perfect, but no rewatching. Even though I technically rewatched it, but I won't be rewatching it again. Um, I think this was so well done, absolutely well casting, shocking storyline. I did not expect to be so invested into it, but I was, and yay, that is that. That is that. Yeah, I'm feeling great about this list so far. I'm feeling great. And we're still filming, which is even greater. Okay, the next movie is Catching Fire. We will also probably do all of the Hunger Games movies next. I rewatched these not once, but 3 times this year. First at the beginning of the year, because I always tend to like rewatch my favorite film series during the beginning of the year, like Pirates of the Caribbean, Hunger Games, Harry Potter, those type of movies. And then I rewatched again when Sunrise and the Reaping came out, because I was in my hyperfixation heavy, and then I rewatched it again a couple of weeks ago. So I'll put Catching Fire. I think out of the 4 main Hunger Games movies, it's my favorite, definitely. If I compare it to the book, I will have some notes. But if I don't compare it to the book, I will not have any notes. So let's put it there, because from all of them, it's my favorite and it's perfect. I don't care. And Obviously, this means I will be rewatching it. I constantly rewatch all of them, so don't even get me started. Okay, the next movie is Miller's Girl, starring none other than Jenna Ortega, who I think is actually on this a bunch. Anyway, I watched this because I knew I was going to hate it. I only watched it for the vibes and for Jenna, for nothing else. I knew I was going to hate the storyline. I knew I was going to hate what they did to the female characters. I knew I was going to hate many things, but the setting and the acting was very nice. It was very nice. Um, so I think I'll put it into why not, because I knew what I was going into when I was first press play. Like, would I though? I think I put it in what the hell, because why not feels too kind. But I enjoyed it a bit, like a little bit more than this, but not that much. But it was okay, whatever, you know. This could also be whatever. Yeah, what the hell, whatever, same thing. The next movie is We Live in Time, Florence Pugh, Andrew Garfield. I love this a lot. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but also maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. I'm not sure. I also rewatched this twice. One time was the first watch with my sister, and the second time my best friend wanted to see it. Enjoyed it both times. Cried both times. Loved it more the second time, I think. Um, so let's put it into a very good would rewatch, even though the rewatch is absolutely devastating. But think about now, would I still rewatch it? You know what? Maybe not. Maybe I will one day, but I don't see myself reaching out to rewatch this at this current time. Okay, the next movie is More Things Like These, which is a book adaptation, and there will be one movie on here which will be my favorite adaptation ever, but this one is close second. This was so beautifully adapted. I cried a bunch. I felt a lot of emotions during it, and it was so beautiful. Like the scenery and everything, the cinematography, gorgeous. But I don't think I'll be ever rewatching it. So it's definitely going into that category. It was so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. Technically no notes, but no notes also needs to be needs to have me rewatching it, which I want. The next one is Witches, which is a documentary on, well, witches and modern day witches, but also motherhood. And I won't rewatch this. I would recommend this though, and I think it was brilliantly made. I think I went into it with the wrong expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised by the outcome anyway. So I think it'll also go into this category because it was very, very well done. And there's like a quote in there that I loved so dearly this year, and I had on my mind a lot of times. So let's put it there. The next movie is Nightmare on Elm Street, and I watched this during Summerween. First of all, I love like 80s, 90s slasher horror movies that are not horror movies anymore, but they were so cool back then and are still so cool and campy. Love them. Out of all of the ones I've seen, like for example, like Scream, Halloween, um, Twice Bitten, like those type of movies, you know, it's not my favorite, but I did really like it, and I thought it was so cunty the way every time Freddy Krueger showed up, he had like a little cunty song. Love it. So let's put a why not. Not necessarily fair with all of the movies right next to it. Alf, I'm not so sure about these categories down here, but I guess I'll stick with them. Anyway, the next movie is A Real Pain, and it's truly a real pain, but in a good way. I cried a lot. I didn't know what to expect going into this. I ended up liking it way more than I thought it would, and the storyline really had a grab on me for a while. I haven't rewatched it yet, and I don't think I will, except for if someone in my life wants to watch it, I'll watch it with them. But I feel like that doesn't count. I think a rewatch needs to be like me. I would sit down right now and put it on again if I was in the mood for it. So let's put it there. I really, really liked it. I think the actors were brilliant, and I would 100% recommend you to watch this if you haven't already. Um, yes, yes. Okay. The next movie is Harry Potter. Like I said, I rewatched these a bunch during like the holiday time, and so I started watching them around Christmas in 2024, and ended around January of 2025. And the one I have here is, I think, Deathly Hallows 1. I think so. Which, let's zoom in for a second. Oh no, it's part 2. Oh, sorry. Okay. Um, I don't know what to rate them. Why not, you know? Let's actually do all of the Harry Potter movies right now. This should be Deathly Hallows Part 1, which I actually like way more than the second part. So we'll do rewatch. Very good, very good. I would also obviously rewatch Part 2, Deathly Hallows, but I think that's an obvious statement because it's Harry Potter, but also fuck J.K. Rowling. Um, and then Half Blood Prince used to be my least favorite. I'm beginning to like it way, way, way more. But I also put it into why not? Because why not? And then let's also quickly do the Hunger Games movies. This should be Mockingjay Part 1, which I really, really like. I think I like the second one more. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's put it in why not? And then let's put The Last Mockingjay into very good but would rewatch. Because it's very good and I always rewatch them. I feel like I'm being mean. I think the why not category should be changed. Okay, you know what? I'm putting Magic Flute down. And I'm also putting Babysitter down. That feels better. Okay. And where is the first one? I'll also put into very good would rewatch because it's true. Okay, I think those are all of the series that I wanted to get out of the way. The next movie is Almost Famous, which is the first time I've seen this, and I'm so shocked. I need like a poster of this immediately. This is so perfect. If you've never seen it, please go watch it. If you enjoy like road trippy summer band vibes, if you love Daisy Johnson and the Six, you must watch Almost Famous. It's so fucking good. Such a brilliant cast, such a brilliant story. And I think I have no notes. I think I have no notes, guys. Oh, crazy. I didn't even think about that. Okay. The next one is Enora. And this is also a very surprising movie for me because, first of all, it's long. And it's also not a movie that I usually would watch, I think. But I really, really liked it. I personally had no notes. I saw that a lot of other people had notes. I didn't. I think the people, like the critique people had, especially about like female centric topics, are right to be criticized. But I also think this was kind of the point of the movie. But I'm not too sure. I think all of those points would be gone if a woman directed this, which I would have preferred. But I still love this. I would never rewatch it, but I loved it. So yes. The next movie is Baby Girl, and sadly, sadly, I did not like it at all. I didn't like it. I would have preferred him to be the baby girl, and let's just leave it at that. Because why the hell? I just would have preferred him to be the baby girl. Because what the hell? It's 2025. It's 2026 actually. Okay, we're still rolling, so we're fine. The next movie is Captain America: Brave New World. And while I did just say that I'm not hating on Marvel movies, I will be hating on this one, which sucks because I love Sam Wilson as Captain America so bad. Don't get me wrong, but this was such a bad movie, and having Hulk but different was just so boring to me, and there was nothing interesting about this, sadly. A good timing release wise though, but they should have made this way better because Sam Wilson deserves a better movie. Um, I think it's going into what the hell. Sorry. Yeah, but that feels right, sadly. Okay, this is like a crazy lineup. Whatever. The next movie is Knives Out. I think this is straight going into very good would rewatch because I would rewatch this. It's not the best, like it's not perfect, but it's a very very good movie. So let's leave it at that. The next movie is Companion, starring the wonderful Sophie Thatcher, who I am obsessed with always. I love her. I thought this was a great concept, great movie, great writing. Actually, nothing to complain about. So you know what? We're putting into perfect but not rewatching because I wouldn't rewatch this even though it's Sophie. I wouldn't. But I thought it's a great movie if you're like into futuristic and body centric and female centric horror. Watch this. The next movie is Deadpool and Wolverine, which I also rewatched a bunch because I thought it's funny and I thought it's a great movie. Um, but having lived with it for a few months and also not liking Ryan Reynolds anymore, not really. I still love Deadpool as a character, but Ryan Reynolds is like super annoying to me now, and also the hype is kind of over, and I also really kind of don't care about the movie anymore. So I'm putting it to why not. If I would do a Marvel, um, what's it called? If I would rewatch all Marvel movies, I wouldn't skip this one. I would still watch it. And I think for a Marvel fan who hasn't seen this one yet, I would still say watch it. But I don't really have any strong feelings about it right now. The next movie is Death of a Unicorn, and this was also very surprising. It's not like the best movie ever made, and definitely not the best horror movie ever made. But Jenna was amazing in this. I think it had great comedic timing, and I enjoyed myself a lot while watching it. There are a lot of things that could have been done better, but I think the comedy and like the characters were really well done. So I'm also putting into why not? Because why not? That feels right to me. This is what we have so far. If you disagree with me, I'm very sorry. Um, yay. I kind of want to get Wicked out of the way because I'm seeing it down there. And it's bugging me. We have Wicked and Wicked for Good. And very surprisingly, and I think most people would disagree with me, I liked For Good more than Wicked, which is shocking to me as well. But I think generally I like the songs a lot more and like the story much more than the first one. But I still like the first one. I'm not a hardcore Wicked fan, as my sister would probably be, but I liked it. I think, yeah, I'll put Wicked in to this category. I would rewatch it, but I wouldn't like. I would rewatch it with someone who wanted to watch it, but I wouldn't sit down and rewatch it on my own. And I also don't think it's necessarily perfect, but I do think Cynthia and Ariana did a wonderful job as their characters. And just because I said I liked it more, I will be putting For Good and Perfect, but not rewatching because I did think it was very well done, especially for the second part of the music being such a difficult thing to adapt. But I won't be rewatching it. I don't think so. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. Okay, the next movie is The Ugly, My Ugly. I think The Ugly Stepsister. This is if I remember correctly, Norwegian movie. This is kind of a Cinderella um movie, but this follows The Ugly Stepsister and also Cinderella, and this is a horror movie, very much focused on body horror. And there's so many important topics in this movie, like about misogyny. At the time, this was set in beauty standards, sisterhood, many, 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 many good things about this. Um, this is definitely a perfect movie. I don't think I could rewatch it just because of the body horror, because it was really gnarly. Sorry. I think I could rewatch it, but I would skip some parts, and I think I would definitely recommend it to people who are into stuff like this. Set design, costuming, acting, my gosh. I kind of want to put it into no notes, but I wouldn't rewatch it, I think. Just know I love this a lot. The next movie I just watched very recently is Good Will Hunting. First time I've ever seen it. I think my expectations were a bit too high, but I think they were still relatively met. Cried a lot. I think I could have cried more, so I think I will be rewatching it one day. Um, yeah, so let's put it there. Let's put it there. Because I want to rewatch it because I think I need to be in a better mindset. and I did think it was very well done. The acting and the storyline, gorgeous, and I will watch anything Robin Williams touches. Okay, let's all take a breather before I talk about the next movie. Because the next movie I watched on New Year's Eve and in the cinema. And I cannot believe I watched that because it's supposed to come out only in a few months in Germany, but they did like an early screening. And I love this book, so I was really scared of the adaptation, but I only heard good things. I only read good reviews, and I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed at all. I think this might be my movie of the year. I think I for the at the beginning of the year I thought my movie of the year would be Nosferatu, which I'll be talking about soon. And then towards the end I thought it would be Frankenstein. And it's absolutely Hamlet. I think I'm deciding it right now. I think it's very close with Nosferatu because and Nosferatu has these gothic accents that I so thoroughly enjoy. I love gothic movies, but Hamlet is truly, truly, truly a perfect movie. A perfect adaptation, perfect casting, perfect cinematography, perfect amount of love and passion into it. It's brilliant. Good. No notes. No notes, guys. No notes. I might move Almost Famous because it looks wrong there. Don't get me wrong. It's like a perfect movie, but it's not a 6 out of 5. That's where I went wrong. It's like an absolutely 5 out of 5, but it's not as good as the other movies there. Okay. I'm gonna scroll up a bit, because then we can zoom in. Yeah, because that's bigger. That's way nicer. Okay. The next movie is Heavenly Creatures, which such a surprising watch. This was so good. I don't think I would be rewatching it, but it's truly, truly, truly a good movie, good storyline, and fabulous acting. And I just love the chemistry the two main casts had. And I wish they casted them in more things because they really acted brilliantly together. And the story was so surprising and it was really beautifully made. Absolutely perfect. But I won't be rewatching it, I think. Oops. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, the next movie is Hercules, the musical. Like I said before, I love musicals. Such a theater kid, such a musical nerd. This is definitely like from the movie and animated musical realm, my favorite. And I constantly rewatch this because I first of all love Greek mythology, and I just love these songs. And so she should go up here. Yay! The next movie is Heretic, also starring Sophie Fetcher, whom I love. And I think I think this will go into the why not category. I thought the story was brilliant. I love like religious themes in movies. I'm just realizing I keep on moving further back. I hope you can't see my pajamas. Because they're Buffy pajamas. Well, it wouldn't be too bad if you see them. And I think I'll put Heretic into why not. I would recommend this to people who are into these type of movies, and I am also into these type of movies. Felt a bit flat at times, so it's not a perfect movie, and I also won't be rewatching it. And I like Companion more in comparison to Heretic, so that's the choice I'm making in my head right now. Then, because it's also a comfort movie, I rewatched Hotel Transylvania, which is an animated movie. And I'll like put it also into why not, because I definitely tend to rewatch it a lot. But in the same way, I watch Harry Potter and Hunger Games. Well, the one that's in here, and like Deadpool, you know. I always will love rewatching it. It's not a perfect movie though. It's not a good movie necessarily. Well, no, these are good movies. These are good movies. I keep on saying dumb shit. Whatever. Okay. And the next movie was also rewatch, and it's How to Train Your Dragon. And this will absolutely guarantee very good would rewatch because I love rewatching them, and these are my childhood. And I rewatched this because the live animation, the live adaptation was coming out, so I wanted to rewatch it. No, it's perfect soundtrack, perfect animation, love. Love. Okay. And the next movie is also an animated movie, and it's House Moving Castle, which I'd also never seen before. I was kind of on a Studio Ghibli finally watching them roll, and it's right there. And I know a lot of people love this. A lot of my friends would rewatch it, and I think if one of them wanted to rewatch it, I would, but I wouldn't rewatch it by myself. Like Kiki's Delivery Service, for example, I would could totally see myself rewatching, and I love the story of this one, so I'm putting it here because it's perfect. But I don't see myself rewatching it. That's okay with you? It's okay with me. The next movie is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I can't say that without singing the fucking song. Camilla, get out of my head. Um, I love this a lot, but I think I'm putting it in the why not category because it's like on the same level as Nightmare on Elm Street, or maybe I'm going to put it into perfect because it's like a really, really, really good 80s, 90s, whatever it came out, slasher type of movie. Don't see myself rewatching it though, but it was really, really good for the time it came out, especially. And then I also watched the newest version, which was like really, really, really gory in comparison to the first one, especially. Um, but it was really bad, sadly. I was entertained, don't get me wrong, but that's literally the only thing I can say about it. Because why not? Categories like still kind of good, you know. But what the hell? It was like entertaining, but nothing else about it was good. Sadly, the cast was sadly weird, and the writing wasn't there. And just some movies don't need a sequel. Sadly, stop cash grabbing these old movies. And then we have another two movies that I'll rate right after each other, and it's Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia Here We Go Again, which I'm tempted. I'm tempted to put it here. I'm really tempted right now because Mamma Mia is like one of the comfort movies in my life because I used to watch this like monthly with my grandma. And I still love to rewatch it, so I think it might go there. I feel like I need an extra category for like perfect, like Hamlet, Frankenstein, Dead Poet Society, Little Women. It should have its own category, but we just have to respect. We just have to respect that Maze Runner, Catching Fire, and Mamma Mia are also there. We just have to respect it. And then I'll put Here We Go Again into very good would rewatch because it's very good and I would rewatch it. Not much to explain. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I love Lily James, so whatever. Um, and the next movie I talked lengthily about in my October wrap up because I was invited to the screening of this, and it's Danke für Nix, which is a German production, German movie, German anything. And I usually don't tend to watch a lot of German movies, but I will after this because this is a perfect movie. And I think I would rewatch it. Would I? I would definitely rewatch it, but would I? I think I would only rewatch it if someone else was wanting to watch it. I would be like, yes, let me show you. But so far, I don't see myself sitting down and rewatching it, even though it's like a like literally perfect movie. I hadn't laughed or cried this much in the cinema for so long, especially in a German movie. But even despite that, perfectly made, wonderfully made, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And I think I'll put it into perfect, but not rewatching. But you really, truly, 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 truly have to notice that I am so kind to movies, and like all of these movies could very well. I think I'm putting this down. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, okay, okay. Let's continue anyway. And the next movie is Moana 2. And when I was accumulating all of these movie posters, I saw that I watched this and I forgot that this movie even existed. So I'm putting it into what the hell. Sadly, I love the first Moana so much. And I also like this, I guess. And I remember crying, but I don't remember anything about it. And I also remember being really confused on why they did this. And I'm even more confused on the live action. But let's not get into that. Okay, we're still rolling and we're going great. It's going great. It's going great. The next movie was also a first time watch, which I can't believe it took me this long. It's Uptown Girls. And I think, yes, I know where this is going. I know. Absolutely, it's going here. Yes, that feels very right to me. This could potentially one day become a no notes movie. I haven't rewatched it enough times to put it there yet. But I cried my little heart out. And I talked about this to anyone who would listen. And I do also still want to post, and I keep on thinking about this movie a lot of times. And I would definitely rewatch it, and it's like brilliant. That feels good to me. I think by now we can realize that this category is perfect. Would rewatch. This is perfect. No rewatching, and this is like the epitome of movies to me. The next movie is Next Goal Wins by Taika Waititi. And if you want to see my opinion on this, please go watch my last my monthly wrap up. I like this a lot. There might be some things to criticize, but I think the storyline and what it wanted to do was very beautiful. I can't see myself rewatching it. I do see myself recommending it. Is it perfect? I don't think so. I think I could maybe use a category in between these two, because this feels a little bit too mean for most of these, but they're not good enough for this. Let's put it in why not. But truly know that I thoroughly enjoyed this. But you can tell just by all of the other movies that are here. You know, I enjoyed all of these a lot. But it's like, why not? You know, you wouldn't waste your time. That's what I'm trying to say. The next movie is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which absolutely deserves its place into very good would rewatch. Why am I being so mean to Mockingjay Part 1? Should I change it? No, because this is like a category on its own. It's like, this could be gone and this would still make sense, you know? Very good movies. I'm like, keep on saying stupid shit. Anyway, the next movie is Gladiator. I'm putting it into what the hell. I've never seen the first Gladiator. I don't care to see it. I only watched this for Paul Mescal, and I didn't enjoy it at all, sadly. Paul acted incredible though. The next movie. The next movie is Orion and the Dark, which is also an animated movie, and this is so sad to me because I really enjoyed this, and I thought this would be like such a great kids movie, and I still think it is, but I think they went too big with the story. I think I liked the first part of the movie way more, and I think if they would have stuck with that, it would have gone way better. So I'm sadly putting into What the Hell, which feels wrong because I really enjoyed this, and I saw myself recommending this to like parents and their kids just because of the themes, and I still think you could potentially do that, but I think it worked too worldly, you know. I think it should have focused more on children and their fears and not go so big and have its like huge world problems. Anyway, the next movie is Clueless, also a first watch. A lot of like iconic movies that I watched for the first time this year, and yes, why not, why not put it there? I'm putting it into very good rewatch because I will rewatch this one day, multiple times probably, and I thought it was so good, especially for the time I was set, and it was so fun and so flirty, but like also a lot of serious topics, and I really liked her character arc, and she's just a wonderful actress, so why not? Practical Magic could potentially go into no notes. It's like the same as Dracula, you know? I love these movies like a lot. These are like some of my comfort movies. But they're not on the same level as the other ones, I think. But I also might regret it. We'll see. The next movie is Queer. This movie made this category. This is the reason this category exists, is because this was a brilliant movie, but I shan't be rewatching it. Even though it was brilliant. I cried, I was confused, and I loved every second, but I don't see myself watching it again, but I do want to read the book. Short intermission, because my phone needs to charge. No intermission for you, but for me. Need to refilm a few seconds, because I already talked about like 8 more movies and it didn't film anymore, which is fun. And I also decided to put Danke Phoenix a category up, because I thought it fitted the vibe more, and I feel very good with this decision. So let me charge for a second and I'll be right back. My camera is not set up the way that it was earlier, but we'll just have to live with it, okay? I'm very sorry. I hope you can still see enough. Like I said, I will have to redo the movies I already talked about. So if I don't seem too enthusiastic about them anymore, I'm very sorry. But you don't even know how enthusiastic I was about them because I didn't film. Okay, the next two movies, like I said, Thank Phoenix has moved up. I think it was here before, but I think it definitely deserves to be there. Um, okay, the next movies are the two first Scream movies, and the first Scream movie for me personally, um, absolutely can go into very good would rewatch. I think this is, especially for the time being, such a good movie. I love the cast, and it's just not too serious, and I just love it a lot. The second Scream movie, on the other hand, um, I think feels very right to be in the why not category because I would still rewatch it if I was doing a Scream rewatch. It's just not my favorite. I love the cast though, but I just don't like the story too much in this one. The next movie, very easily, and I'm very sorry I didn't talk about it earlier when I talked about my favorite movies of the year, is going into No Notes because my god, is it a perfect movie? Like she truly is that girl. She is that girl. She is who she thinks she is, and she's rightfully thinking that. I also wanted to mention there are a lot of new watches in here, which is very good because as a chronic rewatcher, those tend to be my favorite movies, which makes sense for Dead Poet Society, Maze Runner, Little Women, Catching Fire, and Mamma Mia. But I'm very glad we have new movies there. We have Frankenstein, we have we have Frankenstein, we have Hamlet and Sinners, and very soon we will get a new one as well. The next one is Snow White, and while I truly, truly, truly love Rachel Zegler so much, everything else about this movie was horrible, absolutely horrible. Very sad about it, especially for Rachel because she deserves way better and she's perfect as Snow White. But everything else, absolutely bullshit. So it's going to what the hell? Yes, yes, yes. I'm feeling very good about this. Okay, next one was a very recent rewatch, and it's Mortal Instruments: City of Bones. Wonderful cast. I love the universe. I hate this movie though. I don't hate it, but it's not good at all. I think did I put it into why not earlier? I think I did. Yeah, makes sense. Why not? Why not? Literally, if I say why not about a movie, I should put it into why not. I think that seems fair. Okay, the next one is Spirited Away, and this is a very good movie. I don't think it's as good as House Moving Castle. Um, but I do have to say that for all of the Studio Ghibli movies, I'm rating them based on preferences and not on quality because they're all wonderfully made. I just think based on the storyline, this I will put into why not. Um, Definitely, if you're a fan of these, absolutely, you should enjoy them. But I feel like if I would to rank Studio Ghibli movies, Geek's Delivery Service would be here, and these two would make sense where they are. So that's just my preference. The next movie is Fireworks. This is basically Call Me by Your Name but different and very good in the same way. Um, Although I do have to say, Call Me by Name would be into this in this character category because I love to rewatch it and it's such a fucking good movie. I'm so sad about Timothy being so horrible. Um, but and also Army Hammer, but we know. Um, and Fireworks is too devastating to watch again, dare I say, but like devastating in a different way because Calling by Your Name is still comforting and devastating, but this is just devastating. It's wonderfully made though. So it's going to perfect not rewatching for the same reasons as Queer. No, not for the same reasons, but it's like same thing but different. But a movie set in Italy in like the 80s or 90s, whenever, is never gonna disappoint. Especially if it's queer. No, specifically if it's a queer story. So let's put that there. The next movie, to no one's surprise, will also go into No Notes. And if you're one of those people who didn't like it, well, it's not for you. Not every movie should be for everyone. And this is, in my eyes, a perfect gothic movie. I loved it so much, and the cast was amazing. I need posters of all of those movies. Yes, I think that should be my next goal. I think that should be my next goal. Yes. The next movie is Suspiria. This is like the newer one. I do want to watch the original one day. I haven't yet. This one though, I thought it was very good movie. I would never rewatch it. First of all, because it's very long. Second of all, it's too weird and too not my vibe to rewatch it, but I do still think it's very brilliantly made. The cast was great. I love all of them. So I'll put it here. I'll put it here because it's a very, very good movie. Um, yes, 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 yes. That feels right. That feels very right. The next two movies are the ones that also weren't filmed, and then we'll be done with those. And the next one was a very recent watch as well, and it's Sweeney Todd, a rewatch. This is not my favorite musical movie. This is not my favorite musical. This is not my favorite storyline, but I like the gothicness of it all, and I think it's fun. And I say, why not? I think I'm getting a little bit silly. Um, the next movie I'll also very quickly put in that same category. It's Book Thief. It was very sweet to see Sophie Elise so young acting. I think it's for what it wanted to do, it was very well done. A lot of things wrong and missing from this movie, but I think it's a good movie nonetheless. If someone were to watch it, I would totally say yes, watch it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend it to anyone. And I think that's reasonable. Okay, yes, we've made it through the movies I already talked about. The next movie is The Big Lebowski, and I watched this in the cinema as like a cult classic surprise movie. I've never seen it before, and I will not be watching it again. I think that when I went out of the cinema, I was leaning into the why not category, but I think I am more here now. This is just so male centric and just male humor that I did not find funny. There are like some bits that I laughed at, but I felt like wasted time a little bit, which is sad because it's in the cinema. This is how I feel. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies to go, and this is looking great. The next one is The Last Showgirl. The Last Showgirl. I think this is absolutely underrated. I really like this. I think the story was very impactful. I wouldn't rewatch it though. I don't think it's a rewatchable movie, but it's like a good movie nonetheless. So I'll put it here. I would absolutely recommend this though if you're interested in female stories and the beauty industry, and as well as how older women are treated, and generally just the show business of it all. I really, 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 really can recommend it to you. The next movie is The Lost Boys, and this surprisingly is also first watch. I've wanted to see this for ages, and I finally did this year. And this is a very easy decision. I can totally see myself rewatching this. I'm very excited because they're currently producing a musical from it, which I can't wait to see because I think the vibes could be perfect because it's on its own already so campy, and musicals are just good for those type of movies, I think. So I cannot wait to see what they do that with that. This was incredible. I will rewatch this very soon, probably. Casting incredible. It's just so fun and campy, and I miss the silliness and the colors of 80s and 90s fantasy movies. Thank you very much. The next movie I watched very recently, and it's also first watch. This is The Perfection. This is a horror movie, but it's more like on the thriller side of things, psychological thriller. It's queer and it has very important stories. I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie, even though like they had some incredible plot twists. Um, I I I won't rewatch it. I would recommend it, but I don't think it's perfect. So I think I'm putting it into why not. This makes sense to me. I would recommend it though. If you, especially if you like to watch like lesbian and horror, lesbians and horror, it has that, and it's also very body horror. So if you're into that, watch that. Just as the Ugly Stepsisters, like same type of body horror, I would say. Ugly Stepsisters are way worse though. Um, I think the storyline was brilliant. The writing and the pacing was a little bit off for me, but yes, that's all I have to say. Next off, we have Heathers, which is also a first time watch, which is crazy to me because this is absolutely a classic. I know for sure where this is going. Yes, perfect to me. I'm obsessed with Heathers now. I On the same day I also watched the musical version of it. Did not like it as much as I thought I would. Not every movie needs to be a musical, but Heathers the movie is perfect. I love Winona Ryder, and just the campiness and the cinematography and the story is just such a nice breath of air, like a fresh breath of air. Especially for the time, of course. Now it's not so anymore, but I can definitely see how impactful this was at that time. And it's just a little bit silly, and my god, I love these type of movies. Okay, next off, we have Thunderbolts. And this, other than Fantastic Four, which I really like Fantastic Four, but not here. Um, yes, that feels right to me. Very good, and I would rewatch. I have a poster of it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I already rewatched it once. I think it's one of the best Marvel movies Marvel has put out since Endgame. I like a lot of them, but this is one of my favorites. I love the casting choices. I think maybe in the future I'll put it even into no notes. Not on this day, but maybe I will. I could see myself doing that. Um, I'm very sad that they're not focusing on the Thunderbolts for some reason for Doomsday. Why are we bringing out Dolt characters? Why are we bringing back dead characters? I do not know. I feel like it's a little bit too dark. Can you see me? Hi, this is what I look like. I feel like I could also potentially stand here, but I don't want to. Okay, the next movie is Mermaids. This is an interesting one because I really liked it and I really was surprised by the storyline and I thought the vibes were great. You know what? Yes, my god, it has a similar rewatchable feeling as Heather's has, and it's both with Winona Ryder, so that makes sense. I feel like Thunderbolts could really be in the no notes one, but I'm gonna slow down because I feel like if I put Thunderbolts there, I also have to put Dracula, Thank for Nyx, Practical Magic, Songbirds, Almost Famous. I think I would have to up a few more of them. I really think I should have put one more category, but it's fine for now. Um, we will leave it like that. The next movie is Vamps. I think I could potentially want to rewatch this one day. It's not a perfect movie at all, but it's fun and it's silly and it's not too serious. And they should have kissed. But it's like modern day vampires and they're girls, and it's Kirsten Ritter. Is that her name? I think. I love her. She's so gorgeous, gorgeous woman. She's my inspiration in life. Um, it's just a really fun vampire movie. If you want like a silly turn your head off movie to watch, this is it. I would recommend this, but not as a serious watch. Okay, the last two movies we have. You can't see the first category, but you know her. It's Wake Up Dead Man. Um, this I think I like this a lot. I like the Knives Out, the first one, the original one, the best. But I think that's also due to nostalgia and shit. The second one I didn't like that much, but I still like it as like the storyline. Just the vibes were too off. I felt like it was felt so wrong to be such in a bright and warm setting. This one felt very much like the first one. Um, so it's my second favorite out of the three. It was very gothic, and I like religious centric movies. Wasn't as not like emotionally moving, but it didn't. The first one was just so. I really just like it was like so surprised and shocked by anything and whatever. And it really stuck with me. I don't think this one will as much, but I did like it a lot. I feel like it's going into why not, because why not? I would rewatch it. I would recommend it. Um, it's not my favorite, and the pacing felt off. The acting and the writing was wonderful, and the cinematography. This feels a little bit mean. I'm putting it up. Oh, I'm putting it here because I did like it a lot. And the stuff that made it not perfect is the thing that's making it not rewatchable for me. So that makes sense, I guess. Okay, and we have one more movie, and it's American Werewolf in London, which was so fun. Um, I could see myself rewatching it actually, and I felt very like film bro while watching it, but in a good way. Normally, I would hate that, and I feel like it would make sense to have it as a very good would rewatch. Like I think it would make sense in my head to have all of those there because it was very good. Yes. Okay, I like that decision. Okay. Looking back on it, I'm very happy with all the decisions I made. Like I said, I think I could have made one more category for like the in between movies, but I feel like they all potentially are those. I feel like should I maybe change a bit? Okay, I want to change something, and it's not in a mean way. I still feel very strongly about these movies, but I think I was too kind to them, and I think the why not category ended up being way better than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be more negative, but I think I'm really liking that category because these are all movies that I would rewatch and I was entertained by. It's like hard, but I think this is like a very mid category. Like nothing overwhelming, but nothing underwhelming. Like very good stuff that could be rewatched but don't need to be rewatched, and that could be recommended but don't need to be recommended. And I think that's that. And then of course we have these random movies. Yes, I think I could potentially put this. No, okay, I feel good. I feel good. Okay. I think I'm done. If you have an opinion that's different to mine, I'm very sorry. Potentially, I don't care. We can agree to disagree, or we can agree to. No, we can disagree to agree. I don't know what the fucking phrase is. Um, Please let me know if any of the movies that are in here you would fight for, because that would be interesting. While I was filming the outro, my storage got full, so let me very quickly say, if you're still watching, please tell me about your favorite actor. Very random, please tell me. And thank you so much for sticking around. I feel like this was a long video. If you want to see more of me and my projector screen, please let me know. I feel like talking about my hyperfixations could be fun. Thank you so much for watching.